Hi, Dr. Tam here, and today I want to answer a comment that was made by one of our patients. And they asked me, hey, Dr. Tam, I heard you say that you got 2 injections of the regenerative medicine and mesenchymal stem cells in your knee. And they asked if I had degeneration, if in my knee, arthritis, or why I was doing it. They saw a lot of the testimonials of why our other patients did it. And they asked me, and here's why. One of the explanations is I think a lot of patients were surprised when I first told them that I had stem cells done on my right knee. And the reason they were surprised is, they say, hey, you're really young, you don't have arthritis, what's going on? So a backstory is I used to do a lot of swimming, jumping off the racing blocks when I was in high school. Did a lot of swimming in college. Also, up until a few years ago, I did a lot of swimming, but that was one part of it. But to train for swimming, when we were in high school, the coach told us to do 500 squats a night. And it was with different positions every single night, and there wasn't a break. So my knees, by the time it got to college, it started clicking. I also did in college a lot of snowboarding, which also hurt my knee. And when we started doing stem cells in our office, I started looking at, other patients and their lifestyles, what they did over their lifetime. So I took an x-ray of my knee. And although I did not have any arthritis in my knee, I did have some pain, some clicking in my knee, and it was inflamed. So I decided to do some stem cells on my own knee to see how it felt. And I'll tell you that within a week, my knee started feeling a lot better. It didn't ache like it did at the end of the day. And yes, I still do all my stretches and everything. And yeah, because of all the activities in my history, my knees still ached a little bit. But for a lot of people out there who are thinking about stem cells, who are thinking about regenerative medicine or regenerative therapy, this is really the true science, if you will. 20, 30 years ago, this used to be science fiction, how stem cells and regenerative medicine is able to regenerate tissue. I mean, that is the opposite of degeneration. Regeneration, what is regeneration? A lot of people ask is imagine certain lizards, where you chop off their tail and they grow a new one. That's regeneration. I mean, there's a crab called stone crab where you're able to take off their claw. Fishermen, they take off the claw, catch the crab, and then throw them back in the ocean. And come the next year, they grow a new claw. That's regeneration. And for the longest time in the history of science, regenerative therapy was not something that has been out there. It wasn't something that was invented. And not until 2012 did the US even adopt this type of therapy, when everyone else in the world started it in the mid 2000s, late 2000s. So we're in the USA, we're a little bit late to the game, but by now we have helped a lot of people working with medical doctors in our office to help a lot of patients not only to avoid surgery, but to really decrease the amount of inflammation in their knees, and also on top of that, really get their life back. I mean, really, that's what I'm all about. I started doing this and research into this because one of our patients' son got stem cells done somewhere else and had amazing results. And she says, Dr. Tam, no one else around here does it. Please look into it. I think it'll really help a lot of your patients. And so I did. And 6 months later, we started offering that in our office. So when it's all said and done, I think it's all about, my goal is to help people live over 100. For those who have the same mentality, the same alignment and thought process, who also wants to live over 100 years old. That's what I'm shooting for. I think a lot of you watching out there, you want to shoot for the same thing, but not just living to 100, surviving on medications and, toxic chemicals, injections that are bad for you, like cortisone shots and Botox, things like that. But really is how do you live to 100 with full function naturally, on supplements instead of medications, on food instead of using some toxic chemicals, and how do you live over 100 doing that? And that's what I try to pursue every day. And I believe that if you have arthritis, if you have degeneration, that this will be something that is necessary to really help the joint come back. You know, it's about, I think it's more about, as we age, is more so about the time that we have and the amount of quality of time that we have, instead of, you know, just overall time. It's the quality of time and the function of time. I mean, what good is it if you have, say, 20 or 30 years left in your life, and half of that time you're spent sitting down in pain and not able to move? You know, that's not life, right? You know, you should be able to go out and walk around. You should be able to get down and play with your grandchildren when you want to. And you should be able to go on trips, walk on the beach. You should be able to dance and should be able to do things that you love. I think that's what life is all about. It's about keeping function and doing what you love. So for those of you out there, this is a good explanation of why I did stem cell therapy on my knee. It's the reasons why my mom had it. It's a lot of the reasons why patients come to us looking to be helped with their knees, shoulders, hips, elbows. I mean, to this point, you know, the medical doctor or medical team has done injections on the muscles on the neck, the paraspinal on the neck, the trapezius in the shoulders, lower back. We work with elbows, we work with shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. So it's one of those things where, depending on where your problem is, not saying that we can help everybody. There's been people we had to turn away, but if we're going to be able to help you, you know, the best thing to do if you want to look at more of how regenerative therapy works, you know, you can absolutely look online and maybe, you know, read some of our testimonials, watch some of our testimonials. But really, to truly find out whether or not if we can help you, is to come in, bring your x-rays. But if their x-rays are not within the last 3 months, what I believe the best thing for you to do is to take new x-rays in our office. So for anyone who have questions about regenerative medicine, regenerative therapy, I love to answer them. You can comment below. You can give us a call. We do free consultations where I can sit down with you and really find out if regenerative therapy is right for you. It doesn't cost you anything. I want you to live a better life, to live a healthier life. And if you think that your life is not there and you're still suffering every single day with the same exact pain that you were dealing with years ago, that means you have a degenerative condition. A degenerative condition is the fact that it gets worse over time. It becomes more intense over time. It lasts longer. It happens more frequently. Don't let that overwhelm your life. I think that's one of the last things you could do, because it's not fair for you to do that to your body, and it's not fair for your loved ones if you have loved ones and family. But by the way, we also have on January 30th a open house to our office where my wife and I will be explaining. We'll have a 15 to 20 minute session, maybe half hours, explaining all the different nutritions that we offer in the office. And for patients who've never been to our office, or for current patients, a way to see what our office is and what we actually do now. So, all right, those of you out there, you have a wonderful day. And click the link below. I have some stretches on the bottom here to keep everyone loose. You know, with all the holidays afterwards now, you have more tighter bodies, and with the cold, everyone's getting a little stiffer. So click on the stretches below and enjoy. I will see a lot of you these next few days coming next week, and then hopefully see a lot more of you on January 30th at 6 p.m. when we have our open house. There will be lots of food, so give us a call, comment below to RSVP, okay? So I would know how much food we can have. Have a great day now. Take care.